Welcome to the Bachelor Breakdown, where we break down the game of life.
Especially the games that men play.
I'm your girl, Erica.
I'm Ashley. Let's break it down.
All right, so today we are talking about who gossips more, men or women? I think I know this answer.
But well, I know this answer. But I'm going to say men right off the bat.
I'm going to say men too. No shade, just truth. Facts
Because,
are facts.
like, here's what men like to do in relationships. They like to blame women for the drama in the relationship because they always want to accuse a woman of running her mouth. In other words, they want to accuse women of gossiping and the gossiping causing the drama, which I don't agree with because from my own personal experience, I know that men gossip, if not more, just the same amount as women. Like the amount of things that my ex would come home and gossip about, I
Yes.
could be like,
Did you hear about her?
such and such.
I heard she was with everybody. There's not a man she hadn't been with. Da, 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 da.
I think that was the most reported on. Like women, their friends or men that they know, like their woman, like they gossip so much about men gossip so much about women.
much.
It's sickening. Like
They
are just like telephone. Oh, such and such girl, they slept with such and such. And did you? And I'm like,
yep.
I'd be like, what? Why do you care?
Ashley, this is the thing I feel. So women gossip 100%, but I feel like women's gossip is just like everyday shit, right? Like da 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 da. And did you know this woman didn't put her cart back at the grocery store? And da 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 da. Or girlfriend doesn't.
Or did you see
like
Linda's shoes?
shit, right?
Linda can't pay her car note, but did you see the shoes she got on?
But she has it's those little things, right? But I feel like men, their gossip is more damaging. I feel like it's more detrimental to the individual that they're talking about.
Yes.
Because they really hit to the core of people's character. And that's just my opinion. But it seems like it's more damaging. Women, we just kind of da 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 da.
It's definitely more malicious.
Yes.
But it's also like men dry snitch on each other.
They do.
It's like the amount of information that I know about my ex's friends and their infidelities or their just unsightly shit that they don't want nobody to know. I know so much information because my ex would come home and tell me everything. And what I realize is like, and when I think about it, I'm like, if your friend is out here doing this, if you feel comfortable telling me what your friend is doing and you're with this person while they're doing it, what are you doing?
100%. And sometimes I wonder why they're divulging this information to you. Is it as a distraction? Is it to be like, see, I'm not as bad as him? Right?
I have a theory.
Oh, tell me.
Okay.
Break it down.
Here's my theory. When a man tells you what their friends are doing, they're doing one of two things. They're telling you the truth about their friend and what they're doing to see your reaction, to know like, oh, if I do that, how would she feel? Or they're telling on themselves to gauge your reaction, to see how you would feel. Like either way, I don't feel like they're just like, I feel like when women gossip, we just share information. Like we're not trying to get we're not trying to get a read for anything. But with men, I feel like they're really trying to gather information to base their decisions off of. Because I know 100% that my ex would tell me information to gauge my reaction. I honestly believe he used to tell on himself. Like I believe certain times, for example, I'm just going to give you a real example. There was a time where he went on a trip with his friends and he called me the next day, like they had gone out or whatever. He calls me the next day and says, such and such, I'm not going to say anybody's name, slept with a famous celebrity woman, and they said the sex wasn't good. And I was like, why the fuck are you telling me this? Why would you tell me this? I don't care. I don't care that it wasn't. I believe he was telling. Now that I know what I know, like all the things, I believe he was telling on himself. Hmm. I believe that he was the one that slept with the girl and was like trying to like, so he didn't feel so guilty. Like, tell me that somebody else, like, tell me about it.
It was
And
like
then,
telling you the truth, but not telling you in a way.
yes, and then saying, "Oh, but it was bad. It was bad." I believe that. Hmm. By trying to like redirect it to his friend, I believe that he was like telling on himself, but he felt better about the whole situation because it wasn't good. So
So
fuck
it's like
that.
if he had really enjoyed it, he would have had to feel guilty about it. But because it wasn't good, he didn't even really enjoy it. He wouldn't go back to hit it again. It's all good. It was just a simple physical exchange. There was no deepness there.
And I'm telling you about it and using my friend as the culprit, but it was really me. It's so messed up. But I believe men do that. I believe men tell on themselves secretly with gossip to their and disguise it as gossip to their partner, or they tell on their friends as a way to say, oh, but I'm not doing it. And we're so close and our bond is so tight because I can tell you what my friends are doing and I know you won't say anything. Like, this is how much I trust you. It's all a facade.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, I think it's just so silly how people try to give men a pass and say, well, men are just simple. Men are simple. They're not, women are the complicated ones. Women are the ones that have all these different angles and they have reasons for this. No, stop sleeping on men. Men are manipulative just like women are. I'm not saying they're more, I'm saying both are just as manipulative. So don't think that men are slow or they're just simple. No, they know what they're doing, just like women do, vice versa. So
And they cannot wait to share information with their friends. Like, the amount of men that FaceTime their homeboys to share information. Have you experienced that? Because my ex used to always. I couldn't take it. Like, I don't know if it's the millennial in me. I don't want to FaceTime.
I don't want you to FaceTime me
Don't
ever,
FaceTime me.
ever.
But the men, my ex would FaceTime his friends to gossip because I don't know. And like, here's what I don't understand. You want to see your homeboy's reaction to the gossip? I what?
Or maybe while they're gossiping, they want to know who's around.
I don't know what is with it. It was so mind-boggling to me that like it would like I would share information with him or he would share information with me and the information would come from a full circle of guys. And if I told him anything, it was going to the full circle of guys.
And you
I'm
knew.
just and I knew like I'm like so I had this when at a certain point I started really monitoring what I shared because I knew it wasn't a confidential place that I could share openly and it not get
Yeah.
back. And I feel like so many people really trust, like I have so many friends that really trust me with their information
Yeah.
and their secrets and their confidence. Like I'm
Mhm.
not breaking my homegirl's confidence.
No,
Like,
no,
and
no.
that's what I feel like a lot of women today don't understand because they don't think men gossip because gossip has always been attributed to women and it's a female trait or whatever. Um, when you don't understand that men gossip just as much as women, if not more,
Hmm.
women, in order to feel close to their man, or this is, I think it works both ways. Like men will gossip with women so that they create this false sense of trust. And I think women will gossip with men to create this false sense of trust. Like they have a sacred bond. But what women don't understand is that men are going back and telling their friends everything that you tell them. So what you're doing is creating a harmful environment for you and your sacred friendships by telling your man everything that your girlfriends tell you. And that's what I think I learned in my
Mm-mm.
early
Keep
20s.
their business as their business. Do
Just
not.
keep it separate. The information that your girlfriends share with you, That is not your man's business.
No, especially because, a lot I think times within friend groups, friends will try to introduce different friends to different people. And if you divulge everything about your girl to your dude, he might tell the new guy, oh, no, don't mess with her. She's got a past, dude. Da, 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 da. You never know.
Mhm.
And on top of that, divulging too much of your friend's information that's personal could also cause tension where he might not want you hanging out with your girl because of things from her past. And
Exactly.
that becomes another issue.
Because
So,
for men, I feel like when they share information about their friends, they're doing it so that you trust them more.
mhm,
Where when you share information about your homegirls or your girlfriends,
yeah,
they're like judging you and dimming.
100%.
Yeah,
I can't believe you're friends with someone like that. Like,
exactly.
oh
Or
my
you
God.
can't hang out with them,
Yeah,
or
I don't trust you with
I
them.
don't trust you. Right.
And then that's the problem.
Yeah. So like pillow talk is a real problem in relationships because when everyone knows each other, when the friend group is all tied together and everyone knows everyone's business, it becomes very very messy. And I experienced that personally because I in my relationship, girl, I could write a book.
I'm ready for it.
I
I'll be the
could write a
first one
whole
in
book.
line. Pre-order.
My ex, we had an episode one night, girl, and I left with our kids and went to a friend's house who I thought was a friend. And she was there. I'm not gonna say anything because she was there when I needed her. And but she told her husband like why we were there, which is fine, whatever. They were there when we needed us. Girl, her husband went back and told every the next day told everyone what happened. Like it was like a group of like 9 guys. Told everyone what happened, and everyone knew our business. Like every people, and the way I knew is like people start texting me like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Fuck, are you talking about? Why? Why wouldn't I be like?"
Oh no.
Literally. So that's when it gets like
Oh,
messy. Is when
yeah.
you share personal information, because my attitude is like, if you're gonna tell my business, don't help me. Like, don't be a sacred ear that you say you are. Don't be a trusted friend. Like, if you're gonna tell my business, tell me no. Tell me you ain't got time. Don't answer the phone. Don't answer the door. Because I don't need everybody in my business. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I think like people really misrepresent themselves, and that's when gossip gets harmful to relationships, is when you're only entertaining someone or you're only there for someone so that you have tea to tell or information to tell, or so that you can gossip.
And the thing is, I think a lot of people are gonna, come back and say, well, at the end of the day, if I'm married to someone, I'm not going to keep a secret from my husband. But I'm going to come back and tell people that, it's not you keeping a secret because it's not your secret. It's
Right.
your friend's secret. It's your colleague's secret, or whoever is divulging this and trusting you with it. I think
Mhm.
the only time you have to share something is when it could be detrimental or affect your relationship.
Right.
If it has nothing to do with you as a core and as a couple, um, keep it keep it to yourself. It's not yours to tell.
It's not yours to tell. And that's the thing about like sharing information. It's like that's why people are sit and suffer in silence, is because they don't feel like they have people that they can trust with their information, because people will use your information as their entertainment, as if they don't have like their own problems and their own struggles. It's like, no, I don't. I'll rather just deal with this myself, because I know you're not going to be responsible with it. Because if I share something with you, I expect you to be responsible with it. And if you know your husband or your wife uses people's personal information as entertainment and gossip, I can't, like, I'm not going to share it with you. Or if someone, like I said, a lot of people trust me with their secrets. I'm not going to tell your secret. I don't care if I get mad at you and I don't like you and we've fallen out and we don't speak anymore. I'm never going to share your secret because
Mm,
it's not mine. It's not mine to tell.
it's not mine. It's not mine.
It's like if I pull up and say, this is my car, I'm gonna leave it here, I'm gonna leave you my key. It ain't yours to drive. Can't
No.
get in my car, drive my car.
It's right. That's a good example.
You know what I'm saying? But this is
Yeah, I
my
get it.
information. It's not yours to give away.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
no. And that's what
100%.
people don't understand.
100%. So my question is this, do you find it unattractive when I think for me, I find it unattractive when I think gossiping is normal, it's healthy. I really do. In just little
Mhm.
everyday kind of things. But I think when it someone is constantly doing it where it's always negative, it's a turn off. Men
It's a
or
turn.
women.
Man or woman, friendship, relationship, romantic interest, platonic, we just hanging out. If the topic of your conversation is someone else all the time,
All the time.
I'm not interested because I know that I will be the topic of your conversation in another conversation.
So well. Boop.
Yep. Because if you bring what's the saying? A dog that bring a bone and carry one, like
Yep.
or something
Yep.
like that. A dog will carry a bone, bring one, something like that. But
Yep.
if you always bringing information to me, I
Yep.
know you are taking my
Oh
information back to other
my gosh.
people.
I had a friendship recently. I mean, it's not really, it's kind of fizzled, but this individual was always talking SHIT about people, like
Mhm.
always. And I don't even know if she was aware of it. It was just like her default. And it always made me uncomfortable, honestly, because these were people that we were going to see. And then she'd be like, totally fine with them. And I'm like, well, that's kind of fake, and I always said in my head, well, I know if she's talking about them, she's talking about me. And I
Mhm.
caught her a couple times talking about me.
No.
And a mutual friends between us was saying how she would talk about people and stuff. And I'm like, well, as much as I enjoyed her, that's just not an attractive trait. And it actually made me feel uncomfortable in the friendship. And I kind of started to pull
Mhm.
back in certain areas.
Mhm.
And I'm sure she sensed that as well. But that's just a big thing, is to understand that we all go through points where we might be in a negative spot,
Right.
where it's normal. But I think that when we want to use other people as entertainment or to put them down, that's when we've got to check ourselves and really say, okay, where is this coming from? Because
Right.
it really is more about you than about the person you're trying to put down or talk about.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because I mean, guys, let's go to our scouting report. Let's see what the stats are on this. So, a study done by OnePoll, a global research company, revealed that men gossip for about 76 minutes a day. I'm sure
Wow.
they're FaceTiming when they do this. No, that's
They probably are.
um, but men gossip for about 76 minutes a day compared to women who gossip for about 52 minutes per day.
Hmm.
So
Wow.
that proves that when men gossip more than women.
Yeah, women are doing more things though. I'm just playing.
But another study done by Western Canadian University found that gossip had a more positive impact on male friendships, but damaged female friendships. So, what does that say? To me, that
Men are cut
means
buddies. They're in there like talking crap together.
talking shit about everybody together. Sure, they're talking shit about
Oh
women
my
together.
gosh. And women, we're like more like sensitive, like, oh no, I'm not dealing with her. She's doing,
I think I think where women are sharing their like deep dark secrets
Yeah, we
with each
divulge.
other, and
Yeah,
then
yeah,
might be following, getting back to like other people. Men are just shit
yeah.
talking people.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
do believe that. Then another research study done by the University of California found that women engage in more neutral gossip than men, and what they consider neutral gossip means that it's not positive or negative. Like it's
yeah, yeah,
just
yeah,
kind of like, oh, did you see Linda? She was at Pilates today, and she said that, but whatever. It's like not, it's harming. It's not harmful.
yeah. Hmm.
Um, and that younger people
Yeah,
tended to negatively gossip more than older people. The
yeah.
study found that women engaged in more neutral gossip more often than men, but women and men engage in positive and negative gossip at very similar rates. So I think ultimately our scouting report shows that men do gossip more than women.
Hmm.
Women have more neutral gossip.
Hmm.
Like we just kind of like talk.
Hmm. Can you believe girlfriend didn't have on shoes in that nasty bathroom?
Right. Just like
That's
more
the kind of
neutral.
stuff we say, like
Yeah.
random stuff.
But that men and women participate in positive and negative gossip at the same rates. So it is what it is. I still believe, and the studies show that men gossip more than women.
Mm-hmm.
And that I feel like I do believe that gossip is more harmful.
Oh yeah,
because they're not just talking about like, oh,
they're talking about people's characters.
they're talking about
They're
people's
talking about
character. They're not talking about like what people are doing in their day-to-day lives. They're talking about like people's character and the drama and the arguments and who they slept with, and it is more detrimental to people's self-image and like
a lot of those
than
conversations are very crude. They're very
I just found like they're destructive to people.
yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It's just harmful.
it's harmful. It's harmful.
I don't
Yeah.
know. So like for our in-game adjustment, like what do you feel? I don't even know if you're in a relationship with a woman or a man who's a gossiper, even a friendship. Like if you are in a relationship or friendship with people who gossip, like what do you do?
I think for one, you got to check them. I think that's part about being in a relationship is being honest. Like when you're not operating at your like best self, I'm gonna have to check you, boo, and tell you like what is up with you. What are you dealing with that makes you want to break someone else down in this way? Because the truth is, it would concern me because yeah, we might be together right now, but if
Mm-hmm.
you can break someone down so easily that you don't know, if you get mad at me or things don't go right, what are you going to do to me?
I
'Cause
think you just hit it.
you
I
see
think
what
you
I'm
just
saying?
hit it. Because when
So,
people, it's fine to like participate in the gossip when everything is fine. Like
mhm,
when everything is good. And I'm sitting here telling you all my business and you know everything about me.
mhm,
But the whole time you're gossiping about this person and that person, like what happens when you're
yeah.
not happy with me? Are you going to go tell all of my business? So
When
I
all
think you
gloves are
have,
off, what are you going to tell about me? What are you going to divulge about me?
or
And
lie about, or
And
make up lies about.
100%. So honestly, I don't think I'd have an issue with my partner doing that. Maybe when I was much younger dating, but now if I sense that,
Yeah.
I think I would just kind of move myself away from that.
I think you have
Mhm.
to use discernment. I
Yeah.
think you have to be, if you are aware that you are in a relationship or a friendship where the person is a gossiper and is always
Hmm.
coming to you with some news about this person or
Hmm.
something negative to say about that person,
Hmm.
I think you have to discern like
Yeah.
what is safe to say and what is not safe to say.
You're right. You're
And
right.
you have to not
You have to gauge it.
not hide anything or withhold information, but you have to be very careful about what you share
100%. Yep.
because you know with that person it's going to get back around.
Yeah. You don't know how it could be used.
You know it would be funny though
What would be funny?
if you are in a relationship with somebody who gossips or you're in friendships with somebody who gossips, just tell lies to them.
I know. I'd be
Just,
like,
just tell them all lies to see how the
yeah,
lies get back around.
uh-huh.
Just lie. Just make up the most outrageous lie you could think of and just let them spread it around. And
Yeah.
then you'll see, like,
Yeah.
that's what they're going to do. They're going
Yep.
to just
You know
spread it
who? They're
all
changing
around.
careers. They're changing careers. Yes, he's leaving his nice job. What's he gonna do? He said he's gonna join the circus. What? Yes, he's gonna join the circus and be the bearded man. What? Yes, he's doing it.
Just
I
lie to
mean,
them.
just see. You know what I mean?
And I just lie to them.
Outrage.
No, but for real, like you have to. And I think with these people, with these type of people who gossip all the time, just
Mhm.
be an active listener. Like because again, going back to like my ex, I think he told on himself a lot. Like
Mhm.
if you're really listening and you start to pay attention more to like what you're being told
Mhm.
or someone's actions or
Mhm.
the little things that get back to you, I think when you start really paying attention and listening,
Mhm.
people tell on themselves,
Mhm.
one.
One, you're 100%
Um,
right.
and then if you start using discernment about what you tell them,
Yeah.
it will all make sense. Like my grandmother always says, what's done in
Mhm.
the dark will come to light.
Oh,
So
100%.
you will start to realize like who people are.
Yep.
And as a woman or even as a man, like if you are with a person or in a friendship where you know this person gossips, like you have to understand you can't tell them everything. Use your discernment,
Mhm.
practice like self-control, don't divulge everything
Mhm.
because you know that this person is just going to run with it. So it's almost like you can't, it's not that you can't trust them, you just have to be responsible with
Yes.
the information that you share, that
And
you
I
share.
think also taking it just a step further, and I think sometimes calling them out. Like, I don't think it has to be this big, like,
Mm-hmm.
elaborate, you're horrible and do you understand what you're doing? But I think that in those moments, I kind of wish in some friendships that I had kind of said, well, girl, that's, you shouldn't talk about her. She's your home girl. In five
Right,
seconds, you're going to be hugging and kissing her. I was like, that doesn't look, I could say something like that in a playful way to
right.
kind of make them have to sit and be like, oh, okay, and no one likes that feeling
No one
of
likes to be called out.
no, and so that might I think playful ways of checking people um might help. And if
Mm-hmm.
it's with your partner, like you said, listen, because you might get some good information you need. But after that, I think it's about, I don't know if that's true or not, but let's not be the carrier of something that is quite personal and could be very, damaging to one's character. I'd be
I
like,
agree.
let's make sure this stops here with us.
I agree.
Because we're not those kind of people. We're good people, and we're not going to, judge someone or divulge something personal. I would just think that kind of positive talk with your partner and a playful kind of talk with your friends, like, girl, stop this. Like, you sound horrible. You're going to,
Mm-hmm.
that way of just also checking people, not checking people to the point that you're going to piss them off where you try to be like you're the know-it-all, but
Right.
checking them in a nice, playful way, I think is also the best way to deal with it.
Yeah. And remember, pillow talk, baby, never stays on the pillow.
No, it doesn't. Nope. It does not.
It's like what happens. It ain't like Vegas, okay? Pillow
No.
talk don't never stay on the pillow.
Mm-mm, mm-mm. You know what's so funny? Most things in Vegas do stay in Vegas.
Yes, they do. Yes,
It's
they
so
do. I got
true.
a whole girl strip that stayed in Vegas, and then we'll have to
Yes,
talk about that on another
me
episode.
too.
But
And a 21st birthday. I'm just saying,
what
it
happens
really
in Vegas
does.
stays in Vegas, but what happens on the pillow never stays on the
On the
pillow.
pillow.
Okay.
100%. It's true. You got to change that pillow sometimes. Wash it, otherwise you get zits and pimples.
I cannot. Well, this has been a great episode. Thank you all for joining us
Yes.
as we break down the game of life. We'll see
Yes.
you next month with a new episode. Until next time, do you, be you. We love you.